this is Grace Power with My Gold Sugar. Today I've just been doing some self-sugaring. I just finished my eyebrows and my full legs, and now I'm going to move on to my arms. Sometimes this is nice just to do all together in one day. It's kind of like a snake shedding its skin. Sometimes it just feels good to just get everything done. Now some salons will offer a full body sugaring option if you don't want to do yourself at home. You could do that. So I already cleansed my skin. You do want to make sure the skin is clean and dry. And then I'm just adding just that little bit of powder dust to protect it. Maybe a little bit on the inside of the arm too. To get started, you're just going to grab a little piece of sugar, and I like to start on the inside of the arm where the hairs grow down. Normally you mold about 3 times. Now with doing your arms, you can't hold your skin tight with your other hand, but you can manipulate how your arm is positioned to get it as flat and tight as possible. So in this case, instead of having my thumb up, I'm just pushing down to tighten that skin just a little bit. If you feel any pulling when you're putting on the sugar, just go a little bit slower. It should not hurt when you're applying the sugar. It only should hurt, if anything, when it comes off. Now hopefully on your arms you don't really feel too much pain. I would think more men might have a little more pain on their arms, and maybe some women if you have thicker, coarser hair. But like on average, I think a lot of women have similar hair to what I have, which is very more of a finer hair, or even a vellus hair. And so I don't really feel too much pain. And sometimes it actually feels a little bit good, like a back scratch, or like a exfoliation. So these hairs are still growing down towards my thumb, so I'm just putting the sugar up against that hair growth. Pulling down. Right here I have a little bit of a mole, but it did have a hair coming out of it, so I went ahead and went over that. If your moles are more sensitive, or you don't want to pull the hair out, you can go around the moles on your body. Now if you have any scratches, any maybe eczema spots, really dry patches, any rashes, anything that is like a skin issue, skin problem, you wouldn't want to sugar over those. That would be a contraindication. Oh, okay, let's figure out how to get that off. I kind of wanted to go sideways, but the sugar wasn't wanting to flick sideways. So I think in that case, you might have to kind of go more at an angle. And this is not necessarily when you do other people, because you should be able to hold that skin tight. Like a lot of times when I'm doing people, I pull their skin down here. But when you're doing yourself, you might have to make some modifications, because you can't hold the skin tight with your other hand. Now, of course, when you're doing your arms, one arm might go really great. This is I'm sugaring with my dominant hand, so this hand is definitely more skilled. When I go to my other arm, I do tend to struggle a little bit more, just because my left hand is not as skilled at sugaring. Really at anything, right? I don't use it as much. Yeah, for some reason that last pull felt really good. Like it kind of hurts, but it's like, yes. It feels like it's getting the dead skin off. It's It's getting the hair off. Just has like a good feeling to it. If you start with cold sugar, that's fine. It doesn't have to be warmed up. And just as you work with it, it'll get softer. So when you first start, just go a little slower putting it on. Now some people will just do their lower arm, so they'd stop about right where I'm at. Let's see. But I think I'm going to attempt to do my full arm here. Not that the hair on my upper arm bothers me too much, but again, I just really like the idea of exfoliating, getting that dead skin off, kind of just giving my skin a fresh glow. And it's right the end of May, so I feel like summer's kind of getting started, and it's a good time to just get all the hair cleaned off. If you have been growing in your hair over the winter months, it's a great time to go get sugared. And then even if you do go back to shaving for the summer, it's just going to be less hair growth. So I'm still using that same piece of sugar that I started with. It does seem to be getting a little bit like goopy looking. Obviously it's picked up a lot of dead skin, all the hair, but it's still working okay. So just gonna keep working with it. A lot of times I'll end up using a piece of sugar until I'm really getting stuck, or if I get really stuck, then I'll just use a strip to pull it off, and then that'll be like my last piece, you know, then I'll just get a fresh piece after that. So I'm keeping my arm bent to kind of keep that skin tight right there. And then maybe this angle will be good for doing the back of the arm. At this moment I can't really see where I'm sugaring with my eyes, so I'm doing it more by feel. I wonder if I can look in the camera a little bit. Okay, that looks really good. I kind of use one finger just to clean up any missed spots. Okay, very nice. Moving on to the other side, so we'll see how this